Unsyndicated presents What the Puck with Sean Baligian.
Welcome to another edition of What the Puck. We call this the proven path because each and every year that's exactly what we're seeing in Michigan high school hockey. So glad you can join us along with my broadcast partner, Mike Iavasile, a very special guest we'll get to in a moment. One of the guys that make up a great collection of coaches in this state. Always want to give a shout out to the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. They have a pretty cool meeting coming up too. I'll ask our guest about that. But this guy's done a good job out at Muskegon Mona Shores for many, many years now. And I'll tell you what, it's been really exciting to watch some of these programs go like this as the product as a whole has gone on the west side. But kindly joining us right now, the head coach of the Sailors of Muskegon Mona Shores. Let's welcome him in, Chris Benedict. And first of all, Coach, really appreciate you for taking the time. Thanks so much for joining us here. How are you, bud?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No, we were joking about this, Coach. It's like it's October 2nd, but you know as well as I do, we're going to be dropping the puck like in it. The next month is going to go by like that. Can't wait for the season to start. And let's start right there with your team. You guys certainly have made some noise the last few years. Let's face it, the West Side has made some noise the last few years. Let's start with your team. What's got you excited about this new season, the 24-25 campaign for the Sailors?
So, I think we're optimistic on where we're going to be and what we might be able to accomplish. This year, for the first time, we are co-oping. So we're co-oping with Whitehall High School now. So they've been great in the agreement, and the kids have been great all spring, all summer, and looking forward to getting everyone together here in 26 days.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. Sticking with your team this year, Coach. You had 11 wins last year, but you're not too far removed from a pretty dynamic 20-win season that you had. The good things this year, you're going to be returning your leading point producer, your leading goal scorer, and a couple goalies. What are your expectations heading into the year, and who should we be on the lookout for on that Sailor roster?
I think what excites me the most is that those guys have been able to step out of the shadow of that 22-23 team, the 21-22 team, and come into their own. And it's been trial by fire with those guys, and I think they've done a nice job. And now it's just another year for them, and so they know what to expect, and we'll be able to bring it. I've had Eli Hadler and Brady and Nathan Tilden on a line together since they were sophomores. And Eli was a freshman. Those three are just so dynamic with each other, and they don't perform if one of them's missing. So they just work so well together, and I'm looking for a big year out of them. And I returned all of my defensemen from last year, add a couple, hopefully here from Whitehall, and just fill in some pieces, and we're ready to go, I think.
Chris Benedict kindly joining us, the head coach at Muskegon Mona Shores. I always like to talk about the benefits of playing high school hockey. It's near and dear to my heart. Heck, it's near and dear to all three of our hearts. And just hearing you talk about that dynamic, okay, where these guys grow up together. They probably played at multiple places together and have literally grown up in front of not just your eyes, Coach, but all of our eyes. I mean, to me, that's another one in the long list of why high school hockey. What a great opportunity for those young men.
Absolutely. And, I use when parents will ask me, well, what should I do with my kid? Like, he made a AAA team, but high school. And I always ask him, like, well, where's he at on the AAA team? And, like, if he's not a top top 6, like I tell them, like, you got play high school. Be a big fish in a small pond instead of a little fish in a big pond. And like I give the example of my son, like he left AAA and came back, played high school and dominated. So, and that's the sole reason that he got the looks that he got. And I give a lot of credit to MDHL to get him those looks as well. So, it just playing in front of a packed barn is so much fun. You can't beat that.
Now, talking about why the kids should be coming to high school hockey and some exciting things about it, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came about to coaching high school hockey at Mona Shores, your playing career. Where did it take you? Where did it take you to your coaching career, and why did you choose high school hockey?
So I played at Mona Shores. I graduated in '99, the year before our state championship. I was a grad assistant on that team, so I got to experience that. So I know what it takes and the hard work that goes into it. And honestly, like, all I wanted to do was play hockey. So I went and played ACHA hockey at Muskegon Community College. Played there for 5 years. The rules have changed quite a bit since I played. Didn't walk out of there with a degree. I know everyone's going to rag on me now, but I'm getting my degree now, so settle down, all right? So I played there. We won a national championship. And then I ended up joining the Navy, did 8 years in the Navy, and ended up being a coach of Old Dominion University for 2 years while I was in the Navy. If I knew now, or if I knew then what I know now, that would have been way more fun. But so I transferred back to Michigan, and I wanted to keep coaching. So I reached out to some area high schools in the Grand Rapids area, and Todd Bell at East Kentwood offered me the opportunity to come and help him out. And that was tough to do, honestly, coming from Mona Shores with that rivalry that we had back in the day. So I was at Kentwood for 2 years, and it was great. I had a great time with Todd and that staff. And my high school coach ended up taking over Muskegon Catholic Central. And that was Sean Zimmerman. And he called me, and I was transferred to Muskegon for my last year in the Navy as a recruiter. And he asked if I wanted to coach. So I joined him for 1 year at Muskegon Catholic Central. And it was a learning experience. Most teams I've been associated with had a lot of talent, and MCC had some talent, but it wasn't a powerhouse team, and we learned a lot that year. So that was only for 1 year, and then Dan Quain got the head coaching job at Mona Shores and called me. I said, well, that's a no-brainer. I go back to my school. So I was an assistant coach for him for 5 years, and I'm now going into my 6th year as the head coach at Mona Shores, and it has flown by.
Yeah, and we're certainly glad to have you. You're a guy that has put a lot into it, and certainly we've seen some quality players come through there. Coach, that's part of the reason why we're doing this. When I talked to Coach Giacchino at Calumet and Coach Ossenmacher at Northville, obviously 2 guys with the Coaches Association, we wanted to let people know, because I think people in the game know, maybe people that just kind of follow it don't know how many players are moving on. You were a guy that moved on. I'd like to ask you about your son. You got to be a proud father, and obviously got a chance to coach your son. Some guy named Justin Abdelkader. I don't know if people have heard of him. Muskegon Mona Shores. And let's go back to the whole title of this, The Proven Path. There are guys that are moving on to various different places, and it seems to be growing in recent years. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
I just think that I think high school hockey in general is taken more serious now. There's really good coaches. There's really good people in place on staffs, and I think back in the day, like when I played at Shores, there was a handful of good teams. Obviously, the East Side had good teams, all of them, but the West Side wasn't very strong. And it just shows that the care and the dedication that these individuals with the schools have for their programs now. They care. They want to succeed. They want the kids to succeed. They go out of their way to talk kids up. And it's not just me calling an ACHA team or a junior team saying, "Hey, I got this kid. Keep an eye on him." Mitch over at Livonia Stevenson, like he called on my guys a lot for junior teams, got them places. Like coaches, they want to see kids advance and they want to see them succeed. Like obviously everybody wants their team to win when you get down to playing, but I think it's a consensus that we talk about each other's players, and we want to put a dent into that Minnesota high school hockey, and we're slowly getting there. We're getting there. Team Michigan 2 years ago won. The seniors did, and that was huge. So it's just the work that people are putting in today in 2024 is completely different from 1999. So I would say that's really the reason. You've got people that care.
And you talk about other coaches, and you are correct. Like a Dave Mitchell, he's there. But yourself, you've got a ton of experience. Your playing career, your coaching career, watching your son go through it. How do your experiences with you put your players on and help them understand what it takes to get to the next level?
So I think the biggest thing for me is, and I actually learned this with Trent. After he graduated, like he tendered with South Shore in the NCDC, and I didn't really understand. Like I won't name the coach, but he reached out to me and told me that was a bad move, and he knows already if he's watching. But I just didn't understand. Like I thought, oh, tendered, like he's in, like, and they tell you, well, you still got to make the team, but like I thought it was a formality, and he got cut. The coach ended up cutting all of his tenders, and so that was really an eye opener for me, and it was really an eye opener for Trent. Like he knew he had to go there and work, but he wasn't expecting what he got. He's happy where he landed, but I can help. I'm helping kids now navigate that, helping them make decisions. Letting them know, like, just because you're getting a look or a coach wants to talk to you, like, you need to understand he's talking to 30 other kids. So you're going to have to continue to work. You're going to have to continue to get better, and you're going to have to prove yourself every time you're on the ice. Like you can't, if you want to play at the next level, you can't take shifts off. You can't take games off.
Once again, kindly joining us, Chris Benedict, the head man over at Muskegon Mona Shores. Let's talk about Trent for a second. I'm not trying to make you blush, but you got to be proud, not only as a coach, but certainly most importantly as a father. I mean, for people that don't remember, he was on our Player of the Year list for state champs. I mean, he was a dynamic player. There's no doubt about that. And Coach, all is well that ends well. He was able to stay relatively close, head down to Davenport, and he's playing for the Panthers right now. Talk about that experience and the opportunity for you guys, at least, to be not too far away to have an opportunity to see him play.
Yeah, no, it's great. It really is. He's loving it. So his sophomore year now, he's more comfortable. Going to that level as a true freshman, if you will, 18-year-old kid playing against, I think they had a kid on their team last year that was 27. So he plays a gritty type of game, and that kind of got lost a little bit last year. And he learned a lot last year. It was a lot of frustration. He took a lot of penalties, and some people that coached him knows that he's capable of that. But it was dumb stuff, and he got away from playing his game, and so ended up having his shoulder done this past off season, and rehabbed in time to start the season, and he's right up there with the points leaders on the team. They're 4-1 right now, and getting back to playing this style game and kind of putting that frustration on the back burner. It just, if you're going to be good, like, your people are going to have targets on you, and for whatever reason, everyone has targets on Davenport, probably because they take a lot of penalties. But so he's learning. He's enjoying it.
Wow, that's great. You know, one thing I've learned while we've done this show is every coach, behind every good coach is a great coaching staff, right? So tell us a little bit about your coaching staff, who's on the bench with you, what kind of experiences they have, and what they bring to your program.
Yeah, so my forward coach is Tim Harenowicz, and he played pro for a very long time. Even got a few games with the Penguins. He's been there far longer than I think anybody has. He's probably pushing 15, 16 years. So no brainer to keep him around. He's so smart. And he's not afraid to tell me what he thinks. And we have a great relationship. We all do. We all have a great relationship with each other, and we can bounce stuff off each other. And if somebody doesn't like it, they say, "I don't like that," or "That's a good idea." And I trust Tim wholeheartedly, and like, he runs our forwards, and I get to just kind of bounce back and forth, and I don't have to worry about that. So my D coach is Mark Villeneuve. Also played pro hockey with Kalamazoo, Muskegon, Flint, played some games with the Vipers. And same thing, like great guy. Billy and I hang out outside the locker room a little bit more than Tim and I. Tim likes to golf a lot more than I do. I do like golf. I'm just not good at it at all. So, Billy, he runs our lines, and it's just a great dynamic. And I've kind of bounced through goalie coaches here the last few years. We had Carl Howell, who ended up retiring at 78. Just phenomenal. Never missed a practice, never missed a game. And his last year ended up getting assistant coach of the year. So that was well deserved. And I took a player, or a grad assistant, TJ Habitler, who played goalie for us. And he was great. He did great with the kids, but he was in college and transferred off to Michigan State. So I went looking again, and we got a former Sailor back in there, when Scott Tiefenthal. He made a couple state championship runs, state championship game runs himself. So he knows what it takes. And I doubt he's watching, because he just got married last weekend. So he's probably got a lot of stuff going on right now. The wife's got him doing stuff, I'm sure. So great dynamic. And honestly, like he doesn't get listed on the score sheet, but Paul Tiefenthal, like, I call him my general manager. He's the president of our board. He's been there longer than Tim, I think. And I tell everyone that he's the glue that holds us together. Like, if he left, we would be completely lost. Like, Paul is an amazing person. And if he's watching, he's blushing right now. He hates it when I talk about him like that. So we have a great staff. My board's awesome. Great parents that'll do anything to help the kids succeed. So it's really good. Really good here over on the west side.
Yeah, speaking of which, and I know some changes, I want to get to this in a second for people that aren't aware of some of the changes come out of the OK conference this year. I think it's exciting. Mike, I don't even know if you know this yet. This might be breaking news for you, but Coach Brazil told me this. I like the OK conference, Coach, because I think you've got a really interesting dynamic with your coaches. You have, Coach Bissett, who's been there for a while. You have Joel, who's been there for a while. Mike Slobodnik, who's been there for a while. And then you have some guys, like yourself that you've been there. I mean, comparatively speaking, a few less years. Coach Newton's doing such a good job at EGR. Obviously, Jordan and what he's doing at BC. I think there's a good mix of coaches. And I think, I mean, you tell me, you got a front row look at it. I think what you've seen the OK Conference do in the last few years is go like this. As teams started to get better, it's almost like other teams looked around and said, we better get our farm in shape because this team's got it going, that team's going. Maybe, just maybe, Coach, you be the judge of this. I mean, we're seeing, a glory era, if you will, for OK Conference hockey.
I'd agree 100%. And you kind of took the words right out of my mouth. Like you look at what other programs are doing, and you wanna be there. And we had great battles with Byron Center a few years ago, and Forest Hill Central and East Grand Rapids, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, but so that the conference is shaken up a little bit. So some of those rivalries are on hold for now. And I'm sure the people at Patterson are happy that the Sailors and the Rangers aren't playing this year. But so no, you nailed it. And the coaches in the OK Conference are great. I had coaches reach out to me when I got the job, and if you need anything, let me know. And when we had the horrible incident my first year, I coaches from all over the state reaching out to me, but really the OK Conference, they really put their arms around us and just made us show that it's more than a game. And I'd say that the most of us are friends. I wouldn't hang out with Steger though. I don't say so. But yeah, we all get along really well, and we'll do anything to help each other out until we play, and then.
Mike, let me jump in because this is the part that you may not know, Mike.
Okay.
And I hope that every conference around the state can find a way to do something like this. I think the first OK Conference tournament coming up in February. The OK Conference is going to 2 divisions, and they're having an OK Conference tournament. Coach, what a great idea. I think that's a W for everybody.
Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I just getting all the teams in a couple barns and getting after it, and it's fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Mike, we're going to have to drive out. You know that we're driving out. Okay?
I think I was there when you found out, and we had said the same thing. What a great idea. And hopefully more of these conferences get a hold of this and kind of do the same thing. It's going to be a great ending to the year. And especially with, if you already mentioned a couple times, Coach, some of these rivalries you have, Patterson Arena might be happy that you guys aren't coming. So a little bit of a story. I coached at Grosse Pointe North right about when you were ending your career. And okay. I always remember coming out there and playing Zimmy's teams. And there was a couple things I knew was going to happen. One, it was going to be a physical and fast game. And the second thing was Zim was going to put us in the locker room. So we had to walk through the crowd to get to the ice. And we would have the weakest security helping us through there. And there were fights, and they would grab us and throwing stuff at us. Tell us a little bit about that passion that your fans and your community have for Sailor hockey, because it was one of my favorite places to go play.
Yeah, it's gotten even better. We're getting back to that point of when you were coaching. Our students are starting to come out more and more and more. We're packing the barn. We just had a board meeting last night. Apparently we're getting a fog machine. So anybody who plays us at home, I'm really sorry. But I actually want to take a time out real quick. I got a Zimmy story.
All right. We're up for him.
So we were, I think this was 21-22 year. We were playing at Grand Rapids Christian, and as everyone knows, Zimmy is the coach at Christian. We were the visitors. I had a kid who left his skates at the rink, so he's getting rentals. The rentals got to get sharpened. Zimmy went and changed my whole starting lineup, and they announced the new lineup, and like my players were just losing it. Anthem gets done. I call the referee over. I go, that's not my lineup, and I'm not starting that lineup. I go, he changed it. And I look at him and like Quainer's one of my best friends too. And they're over there at Christian bench, just busting a gut. I'm like, all right, I'll get you back. So they still got one coming. I don't know, maybe some cold showers, or I don't know, maybe we'll repaint the locker room when they come.
Oh, that's great stuff. Once again, Chris Benedict kindly joining us, the head coach at Muskegon Mona Shores. Coach, we always like to talk about the schedule and what's coming up, but before the season even starts, I think the Coach Association came up with a great idea. Why not have a summit with all the coaches and some media that could make it? Unfortunately for me, I have a high school football game to call on a Friday night and then a college football game to call on a Saturday. I won't be able to make it. But what a great idea to try to get all the coaches in one place, as centralized as you can make it, and have different speakers come in, because the one thing that I respect about the coaching community here, Coach Benedict, is you guys are like all sponges, and if you can bring in a guy like Barry Smith, a guy who's been there and done that, he might know a little bit more about hockey than all of us combined, right? Just talk about the excitement of that, and again, I applaud the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association for doing events like this, because it makes the product better across the board.
Oh, 100%. I think it's great. We used to do in-person clinics back before COVID, put us all on Zoom, but I had a blast at those. We had one at Michigan State, and then in Lansing area, I was there. Okay. So, but no, it's great. Like I talked about earlier, like a lot of coaches, a lot of high school coaches in the state, like they have a good relationship with each other. So it gives us an opportunity to get together, because there's 80 teams that I won't play, or I won't see their coach throughout the season. And so it's a good opportunity to network, and and it goes back to helping them get their kids places, and it's getting ideas on who they have and whatnot. So it's good. It'll be good. And the casino, probably not terrible.
Oh, there you go.
Coach Witt, who has been a guest on this show, by the way, chirping a little bit, I think, in the chat, said, Benny,
I know.
Gave a little wink. So we have to throw that out there. Sorry about that, Mike.
That's all right, because this is the perfect timing, talking about the Coaches Association, getting together with them. So why not this question? Coach, what is one thing that you could see changing in high school hockey to either better the game or to get more eyes on our players?
Ooh. Yeah. I thought you were throwing softballs, Baligian.
That's the one hard one every show.
See, that's how I got you in, Benny. That was exactly how I got you in.
Yeah. I think honestly, like the media coverage, the social media presence that we have as a coaches association and state champs, you guys do a phenomenal job covering hockey. And I think a lot of what you guys do, like we've talked about in coach association meetings, how the views and the clicks and all that continue to rise year after year after year. And it just puts Michigan high school hockey further and further and further out into the country. And without coming here to watch it, a lot of people wouldn't know about it. But we got some pretty good teams here. We got some pretty good players here. So the opportunity for those kids to be able to be seen, and I will say MDHL and MHA, they do awesome jobs showcasing kids over the fall, and so there's a lot of good things going on.
I have been ringing this bell, Mike. You know where I'm going with this, but Coach Benedict, I have been ringing this bell. I'm a big fan of the movie Braveheart, Coach Benedict. I love it. I want to find a way to bring the clans together. There would be nothing better than having all the best players playing in one league before the season starts. I hope it's not a pipe dream. I just think, hey, listen, this product has grown. All the things that we've talked about are true. And I can't think of a better way than to have everybody in the same thing. And that's no disrespect to the MDHL or the MHA. I just, my gosh, my dream is to have it all in whether it be tiers, whatever the case may be. My goodness, what a way to get the season fired up and really showcase the best of the best at this level.
Hey, the state would be really dangerous then, wouldn't it? Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. And I love Ricky Gadwa, a good friend of mine. And, Billy Burns, they do a nice job with MDHL. I would love to see it come together. And I know probably guys on both sides are like, oh, idiot. But no, it would, for the brand and for the kids, it would be awesome.
I think we're getting closer and closer to it, Sean. The more it gets out there and the more we talk about it one of these days. But, Coach, back to your team. We know the usual suspects that you're going to have on your schedule. You've got a tough conference out there. Outside of that, what are some big games on your schedule this year that we got to catch?
Yeah, so we kind of went a little bit of a different direction this year. We've got several new teams on our schedule. We're starting the season with Plymouth. So I know that's we better be ready to go from day one. So we're making a UP trip again this year. We're going up to play Escanaba and Manistee. It's kind of turned into a nice little rivalry with Manistee. We beat them up in the Sioux. They beat us in our barn last year. So we're going to try to return the favor this year. And I love going up there. It's nothing better than going up there. So
speaking of the UP, our buddy Jimmy Young, Coach Benedict, cool guy. Love his point about the coverage in the media. The voice of the UP gives you a thumbs up, and I'll echo your sentiments, Coach. I'm heading up to the UP this weekend, as a matter of fact. It's special every time you go, but especially for a hockey trip.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like just the bus ride. We went up 3 years ago to Marquette, played Marquette and Escanaba, and it was just phenomenal. Like just I was a little sick of the players by the time we got there, but it was good. It was good. Like we do a morning skate Friday morning before the game, and just kind of give them a taste of what could be next if you decide. Like teams do that all the time. They travel, skate the next morning or whatever it may be, and so they enjoy it. I enjoy it. I think the parents enjoy it. So good.
Talk about that schedule a little bit. Sorry to interrupt you. Maybe some other points, and just for personal reference, where's that Plymouth game? Are you guys coming here? Or are they going there? I think a lot of people, perhaps on the east side, that's an opportunity to see the Sailors, or maybe head out to the west side.
Yeah, most people will come in the fall, outside of the lake effect snow we get. But no, it's in Muskegon.
Okay.
So it's Saturday, November the 16th, I think it is. Early afternoon game. So
excellent. Are you guys in any other showcases, or they're sprouting up all over? I love it. Are you going to be a part of any of them?
So we're not doing any of the showcases. I actually started one of my own a few years ago. We always had the Stan Conrad Memorial Tournament, and it was always us, East Kentwood. Monroe St. Mary's was there for a long time. Portage came for a long time. But once I took over, like I kind of got away from, like nobody wants the plastic trophy from a 4-team tournament. And they just end up all dusty upstairs somewhere. And so I thought, well, let's make it a showcase and really push colleges and some junior scouts to come and try to it's more of an east-west type deal. That's how I have it set up. So it started as a 6-team showcase. It's moved to 8, and now it's to 10 this year. So it's been good. Everybody loves it. Everybody wants to come back, and I've only replaced one team here and there, so it's been good. It's been good.
Give yourself a plug. When is that? And I hate to put you on the spot off the top of your head. Do you know the teams that are coming to that?
I do. So we had to battle with the Traverse City Showcase this year because New Year's Eve. We always do it the first weekend in January, but we had to push it back this year. So from the east side, we have Coach Witt and the Midland Chemics, and we have Canton, Birmingham, Unified, South Lyon, and someone's going to be mad at FNB Griffins. And then from the west side, from the west side, it's us, Grand Rapids Christian, Grand Haven, Reese Puffer, and Portage.
I love hearing that because, Mike, the thing that jumps out to me about that is you have so many conferences in play too. We're going to take the OAA team. We're going to take the KLA team. Whatever. I love that, Coach. I bang the drum. Everybody wins when you have some kind of situation like that. And you're more apt to bring in not only the fans, but as you spoke of, the scouts and everything. Hey, I heard about this kid that plays for Mona, or I heard about this kid that plays for Canton, whatever the case may be. And now you have a chance to see those guys at a centralized place. Well done on that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Mike?
Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking a little bit about the UP trips, and everyone uses those bus rides for team bonding. This is going to be a unique year for you. You said it's your first year as a co-op. Outside of those bus trips, are you planning some things to get these kids together that at one point might have been rivals?
Yeah, I think so. It's really weird over here. So like with the co-ops, so our lacrosse team co-ops with Fruitport and some other schools. Well, Fruitport co-ops with Reese Puffer for hockey. So like the kids all intermingle in different sports, and they could be teammates and then enemies. But yeah, we're definitely going to do a lot of stuff. We have 2 home games to start, and then we go Thanksgiving weekend up to Traverse City. And also my board meeting, I was approved to get a karaoke machine. So the Sailors will be doing karaoke on the way up to Traverse City. They don't know it yet, but it's gonna be great. Yeah. So yeah, we have stuff planned, and just some kind of team bonding and building stuff. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
It's almost here.
Yeah.
Almost.
Coach, I got a chance to see your football team a few weeks ago when they went down to River Rouge. The athletics at Muskegon Mona Shores have been rock solid for a while. Obviously, you're part of that. Coach, wish you all the best. I'm with you. Tom Petty once said the waiting is the hardest part. This last month flies, but at the same time, it's like, come on, let's drop the puck. Let's go already. But continued success to you. If you ever need anything, reach out to us. We love helping you out. You've always helped us out, and we'll do the same for you. Really appreciate you taking the time tonight, Coach.
Sean, Mike, appreciate it. No problem. It's been my pleasure.
All right, Coach Benedict kindly joining us, the head coach at Mona Shores. And Mike, as Coach said, honestly, we're like a month and 2 weeks away. That's the coolest thing. And it's going to get busy for guys like you and I because we have, let's say the same week, what is it? In a 3-day span, we have to go to the KLA Media Day, and then we have to go to the OAA Media Day. And if there are any more of those media days, let us know. I know Coach Hunter will hitch a ride with us. We'll go to those media days any day of the week.
Oh, absolutely. It started to hit me this week because everyone's Twitter feed is putting out the tryout dates. And that's where it really sank in. I'm like, whoa, that's coming up. It always falls that first week that Halloween's going to fall in, and that's coming pretty quick, and I'm excited.
I love looking at the schedules, man, when they get all those schedules up, even hearing Coach Benedict talk about that, because a lot of it to me is those intriguing matchups, like hearing Plymouth go out there, a KLA team or Canton, whatever the case may be. That gets me all kinds of excited. Of course, you can go to the MIHS Hockey Hub for all of that stuff. I'm sure all of the schedules will be out there sooner rather than later. And then, of course, you and I, my friend, we have to start figuring out our broadcasting schedule too. That's always a fun day when you, me, and our mutual friend, John Kidd from State Champs, try to figure out where we're going to go, when we're going to go, and try to fit those broadcasts in.
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good grasp on it. As the years have gone along, we've tried to spread it out from the UP to the east side to the south, everywhere, west side. I think we're going to get a little bit of everywhere this year, Sean. And if what we've talked about comes true, and we can make it happen, I think a lot of people are going to be happy this year.
Yeah, I can tell you this much, and I can see Coach Benedict still in the background. You and I have already decided, with or without our friends at State Champs, we're going to find a way to get out to the west side for that OK Conference tournament. I love that idea. Absolutely love it. And again, I like when Cinderella happens organically. You know, when a team says, yeah, here everybody's in the same building. We got or two buildings, as it were. We got an opportunity to win 2 or 3 games and put that crown on our head. I love it. It'll make for great hockey.
It'll be great. It'll be a great atmosphere out there. As I said, that the fans out there at Mona Shores, particularly when we would always go out there, they were loud, they were boisterous, they were out there for their teams. And I don't want to make it sound negative, because they were always the first fans to pick up our tabs when we were out at the restaurant after. So I can't wait to get in there and actually be on the side of the fans this time.
Well, listen, if you're talking about picking up tabs, and we're definitely going out there a few times. Make no mistake about that. All right, listen, Coach Benedict, thank you so much. Mike, always a pleasure. Most importantly, thank you for inviting us into your phones, your tablets, whatever the case may be. I say this during the season on State Champs at the end of every show, and I'm going to say it here if my buddy John Kidd doesn't mind. We hope to see you at the rink very soon. See ya.
What the Puck with Sean Baligian. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Always Pushing Forward by Elliot Middleton. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated Podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.